And streaming on crossroadstoday.com. 5 Americans wrongfully detained in Iran are back on U.S. soil. We have more on their return and the exchange agreement causing controversy in the U.S. And a man accused in a string of shoplifting thefts in Goliad County was taken down by authorities Monday. The charges he's facing are ahead. Also, if you have Twitter, or rather X, you may have to start paying a monthly fee as a user. Elon Musk says they're considering a monthly subscription to use the platform. The details just minutes away.
And we're going to be talking about that possible fall weather coming on Sunday this weekend as a cool front potentially comes through our area. We'll have more on the weather coming up.
We have volleyball scores and highlights coming up in sports.
You're watching 25 News Now Sunrise. Good morning and thank you for joining us. I'm Carolina Astrain.
And I'm Parker Cox.
And today it's the 20th day of September 2023. It's 6:31 on our Wednesday morning and it's National Punch Day.
Punch Day. Not this kind of punch, is it? It's
no.
Fruit punch, right? Oh,
like a fruit
yummy.
punch, but also
we love fruit punch. There's
a fun, in the spirit of Hispanic Heritage Month, there's a fun kind of Christmas holiday kind of punch that my mom makes. She calls it ponche. And it's made with like cinnamon and some fruit. It's like a Christmas punch. It's hot. It's
oh my goodness, I might have to have me some of that.
It's so yummy. I'm
really
going to tell Mom, you better make some for us.
Yeah, Mom, please make that for me.
All right, Parker. Well,
I'm sure she's watching too, so she's probably going to actually take note.
She's totally watching from
She's taking note. All right, we're looking at a live look at Quail right now. As you can see, there's not a cloud in the sky as that sun is slowly starting to come up and it's going to start turning purple. That's why I always love this slide in the morning because the sun comes up and makes it a purple sky, but we're not purple yet. 74 is that condition right now. We're sitting kind of nice. Some might even call that cool because we're in Texas. 73 is that dew point, bringing that humidity up to 97. But today, or not today, Saturday is the first day of fall, coming September 23rd. We're still in the 90s though, but there is a possibility for a cool front. Now, originally on Monday, we were thinking that this cool front was going to come through our area, and then Tuesday came around, and then all the computer models said, nah, we're not going to do that anymore. We're going to go up north. Well, it's still going a little bit north, but it's going to go a little further south than anticipated, and now we might get a low pressure system to develop, and maybe the Oklahoma area or the Kansas area off of this and bring us some rain and some cooler weather, which would be fantastic. Am I right or am I right? Now, looking at the rain for the area, there's not going to be much in terms of rain today. Tomorrow, though, and tonight, overnight, you might see some showers tonight, like some really weak showers tonight, but nothing concerning. But tomorrow might see an isolated shower or thunderstorm tomorrow. Look at the temperatures. Expected to be a little warmer today. 97 is that high today. It's 97, not 95. This is at 5 p.m. But we'll get a little sea breeze come through and cool things off just a little bit. Looking at your 7-day, here it is. It's going to be 97 today, 96 tomorrow, and pretty consistent temperatures through into the weekend and early next week with that uptick in rain this weekend. That's it for the weather. Back to you, Carolina.
Thank you, Parker. The 5 Americans who were freed after being wrongfully imprisoned in Iran for years arrived back on U.S. soil Tuesday. It was an emotional scene on the tarmac as Siamak Namazi, Ahmad Shargi, and Murad Tabaz reunited with family and friends. They were met with cheers, hugging and crying after landing at a military airfield near Washington, D.C. just before 5:30 a.m. The group were freed as part of a prisoner exchange agreement that allowed Tehran to access $6 billion in oil reserves frozen under U.S. sanctions, and also saw 5 Iranian nationals released from U.S. custody. And now to the death of a fan in the stands of an NFL stadium. And video shows a fight breaking out during the Miami-New England game last weekend, but many questions remain.
Investigators near Boston are waiting for autopsy results to help determine if charges will be filed in the death of a New England Patriots fan. 53-year-old Dale Mooney was at Gillette Stadium in Foxborough for Sunday's Dolphins game. Video shows him in a Patriots jersey and hat getting into a row of seats when the fight breaks out.
I just saw a guy in a Dolphins jersey come over. He delivered 2 punches, and at that point, everybody kind of let go of the guy, and he fell back into his seat, and he unfortunately never woke up.
Witnesses say Mooney was punched at least twice in the head, never regaining consciousness.
It was tough to watch. We're trying to do CPR for at least 10 to 15 minutes.
According to Mooney's friends, also at the game, they were verbally taunted by other fans.
It takes a lot to get him mad, and he has the patience of a saint. I just don't understand what happened.
Mooney's wife tells our Boston station, WCVB, she's in disbelief.
I just feel numb. I just can't even believe this is for real.
Fan violence at sporting events, especially among rival supporters, is a long-running problem. And the Patriots say they're heartbroken by Mooney's death.
It's just a game. Nothing should cause violence from it at all.
Mooney's wife says he had no medical condition that she was aware of. Andrew Dimbert, ABC News, New York.
And we have some breaking news for you this morning. A sheriff deputy in San Antonio was arrested and fired after leaving his 2-month-old baby in a hot car for about 3 hours on Monday. That's what authorities say. And Antonio Alvarez, 31 years old, was arrested shortly after the infant was rushed to the hospital. That's according to the Bexar County Sheriff's Office. The 2-month-old was found unresponsive inside the vehicle just after 1 p.m. local time and was taken to the hospital, where they remained in critical condition as of Tuesday. So we'll have more on this story on our website, crossroadstoday.com. The investigation continues into a tabernacle stolen from St. Robert's Catholic Church in El Campo. The tabernacle was stolen a little over 2 weeks ago now. Authorities have arrested 2 suspects connected to the theft and say 2 more people are either directly or indirectly involved. Authorities say the suspects pretty much destroyed the tabernacle in the process of opening it. It's believed they thought money and valuables were inside, along with the potential of profiting from the tabernacle's gold plating.
But we just can't tolerate that, and we're going to do everything we can to bring the perpetrators to justice. So regardless, even if minor things would have been stolen, it's very significant to us because that should be a place of sanctuary, free from crime and other issues.
There's no money inside, but there were religious items inside the tabernacle. They hope that everything will be recovered in time. The investigation is still ongoing, and the suspects will be charged with felonies. A shoplifter was taken down Monday in Goliad County. What you're seeing on your screen right now is surveillance footage of the suspect in action. Jack Morris was arrested Monday for theft of property under $2,500 with 2 or more previous convictions, which is a state jail felony. A warrant for his arrest came after he was caught on video stealing steak that he hid in his pants at a Goliad grocery store. Morris in custody now with a $20,000 bond. 25 News Now is continuing to follow the case of a serial bandit. The suspect, Mark Trevino, now facing federal charges for 5 bank robberies. Trevino was a suspect in last September's robbery of a Wells Fargo bank in Port Lavaca. He now faces federal charges for bank robberies in Texas and Louisiana. Port Lavaca Police Chief Colin Ragnow says the arrest warrants from Port Lavaca will probably be recalled. Trevino is due in court this month for sentencing. He was arrested last October in Alexandria, Louisiana. Elon Musk says X, formerly known as Twitter, is considering a monthly subscription for all users of the platform. Musk says that the social network is moving to have a small monthly payment for the use of X in order to combat vast armies of bots that now exist on the social media site. He didn't say how much it would cost or what features would be included or wouldn't be included with a low-tier subscription. Currently, subscribers have the option to pay a monthly fee for a premium account, which offers enhanced features and engagement. That leads us to your viewer poll. You can scan the QR code right there on your screen to take part. We ask you, would you pay a subscription to use X? Okay, let's take a look. Just 2% of you say yes, that's 1% less in the last half hour, and 98% of you say no, you would not. All right, thank you for taking part in today's viewer poll. And remember to subscribe to our YouTube channel, Crossroads Today. It's free. Hit the like button and click the notification bell. The time is now 6:39 on your Wednesday morning. Here's a look at what's coming up on 25 News Now Sunrise. After extensive research, leaders of the Victoria ISD are using what they've learned to improve what the district has to offer.
President Biden urging U.S. and world leaders to continue supporting Ukraine's fight against Russia as many Republicans now voice opposition, and Ukraine's president preps for a visit to Washington tomorrow. I'm ABC's Justin Finch with the details ahead.
And we're going to be taking a look at the heat coming up this afternoon. We'll have a look at that and the full forecast coming right up. Good morning, Victoria. Look at that. There's that purple sky in Cuero right now. This is a live look at Cuero. You can see there's not any clouds in the sky right now, making that sky nice and visible for that purple sky as that sun comes up. Temperature's pretty nice right now. It's 74 right now. Some might consider that cool because we're in Texas, but 73 dew point, making that humidity up to 97. So there might be some slight patchy fog, but nothing too concerning. So if you do see some fog out on the road, please be careful and drive safe. If your kiddos are going off to school today, it'll be about 73 when they're at that bus stop in the morning, and it'll be about 97 in the afternoon as they're coming back home at about 4 or 5 p.m. this afternoon. Now, looking at the temperatures for today, it is supposed to warm up. It's supposed to be 97 this afternoon at the crossroads here. 99 in Cuero, supposed to heat up almost 100. You might even see 100 somewhere around here as you go inland. But that little sea breeze will come through the area and make us a little cooler. Not expecting much in the rain today, but we'll have a look at that in just a second. As we look at your 7-day forecast, it's going to be 97 today, 96 tomorrow, and pretty consistent temperatures going into the weekend and early next week. That's it for the weather. Back to you, Carolina.
Thank you, Parker. 2 area volleyball squads took to the hardwood last night. Sports director Gino Perez has the highlights.
At the crossroads, the St. Joseph Lady Flyers took a trip down to Laredo to take on St. Augustine. The Lady Flyers had a bit of a battle on its hands early on. The first set went down to the wire, but St. Joseph won 25-22. But in the second set, St. Augustine returned the favor and took the win 25-22 as well. Good thing the Lady Flyers turned up the heat and went on to win the next 3 sets to win the match. The Lady Flyers' top 2 performers were Addison Ozuna and Morgan Kornick. Ozuna had a triple-double and Kornick had a double-double. Over at the Roost in Cuero, Gobbler Nation watched as the girls took on John F. Kennedy for a district showdown. The Lady Gobblers worth the price of admission, bringing out the brooms to sweep Kennedy. The Lady Gobblers defense was fantastic, not allowing more than 16 points on the evening, winning set 1 by a score of 25-10, set 2 25-12, and the final set 25-16. Their winning streak has been pushed to 4. Next up, they'll have a tough one against the number 1 ranked Goliad Tigerettes. That's your 25 Sports Now.
All right, Gino, thank you. We want to invite y'all to experience our digital streaming service, Crossroads Today Plus. You can find it on your connected TV through Amazon Fire TV, Roku, Apple TV, and Android TV. Just search Crossroads Today Plus. Turning now to the war in Ukraine, President Biden and Ukraine's President Zelensky urged the U.S. and ally nations to continue backing Kyiv's fight against Russia at the United Nations General Assembly. The leaders warned that if military and financial assistance runs out, Moscow will wage wars on other independent nations next.
On the world stage, encouraging United Nations General Assembly members to keep standing with Ukraine in its near 2-year fight against Russia.
Russia believes that the world will grow weary and allow it to brutalize Ukraine without consequence.
Ukraine's President Zelensky echoing Biden, warning the world against folding to war fatigue.
The goal of the present war against Ukraine is to turn our land, our people, our lives, our resources into a weapon against you, against the international rules-based order.
Zelensky now set for a return visit to Washington tomorrow, where a federal government shutdown looms as Congress feuds over funding, including for Ukraine. Last year, Zelensky addressed a joint meeting of Congress to wide bipartisan support. But this year,
there's no money. It's not a good time for him to be here, quite frankly. Any money we give to Ukraine, we're borrowing from our future.
Leadership in the now Republican-led House is slamming the White House's $24 billion proposal for Ukraine's security and humanitarian aid, including House Speaker Kevin McCarthy.
I don't think I have to commit anything. Where's the accountability on the money we already spent? What is the plan for victory?
The speaker reversing course after telling a Russian reporter in May that he will continue supporting Ukraine. The president insisting the U.S. can't double back now with the world and history watching.
We face a moment of great upheaval, a moment where basic principles like sovereignty, territorial integrity, universal human rights are being tested.
President Zelensky is set for a third White House meeting with President Biden tomorrow and for Capitol Hill meetings with House and Senate members. Justin Finch, ABC News, Washington.
After doing extensive research, leaders at the Victoria ISD are using what they've learned to improve what the district has to offer. Board President Mike Mercer says improvements made regarding the district include a lowering of the tax rate, employee compensation, and that's just the beginning.
Where we go back and we review what our vision and our mission is for the district. Also dealing with attendance and disciplinary problems, staff compensation, school safety, all of these workshops that we've gotten up through the middle of next month.
Some of the additional programs include dual credit opportunities for high school students, as well as opportunities for paraprofessionals to earn full teaching certifications. The time is now 6:46 on your Wednesday morning. Still to come, the union representing Canadian auto workers at Ford have reached a tentative deal with the U.S. automaker. All right, it's time to celebrate some birthdays. Happy birthday to Dior. Happy birthday, Princesa Dior, the big two. Mimi, Jules, Pappy, Mommy, Sister, love you all so very much.
And maybe he'll use a dragon to light his birthday candles tonight. Game of Thrones creator George R.R. Martin is 75 today. To see your birthday wishes live on 25 News Now Sunrise, come to crossroadstoday.com. Click on More and under Home, you'll see KAVU and submit your birthday.
Okay, the time is now 6:47 on your Wednesday morning. Happy birthday if you're celebrating one today. And stay with us. We'll be right back.
Well, howdy, the first day of fall is coming up this Saturday. That's September the 23rd, but we're still in the 90s, unfortunately. But fall isn't, the beginning of fall and the end of summer isn't only for fall weather, but it's also for the peak of hurricane season. As you can see, we are about right here, about halfway through, a little more than halfway through September, around that climactic peak of hurricane season. Now, there's nothing in the tropics right now. We're looking at one storm. This is Hurricane Nigel. This is way out in the Atlantic, way off the eastern seaboard. It's at Category 2 right now at 100 miles an hour and tracking northwest or northeast into the Atlantic. Now, we're thinking there might be a system to develop on the east coast and head into the South Carolina and Georgia and North Carolina area this weekend, but we'll be taking a look at that coming up. Looking at what name it would be Ophelia if it did become a tropical storm. We'll have a look at your full forecast coming up just after this. Back to you, Carolina.
Thank you, Parker. The union representing Canadian auto workers at Ford have reached a tentative deal with the U.S. automaker, averting a possible strike of more than 5,000 members. The Canadian union Unifor was ready to go on strike Monday night until Ford made a last-minute offer, extending talks by a day. So far, the details of the deal haven't been released. A strike would have shut three of Ford's Canadian factories and closed a number of parts distribution centers. It's not immediately clear what impact this deal may have on negotiations between the UAW and Ford, as well as General Motors and Stellantis. But the issues in the Canadian labor negotiations are similar issues behind the UAW strike happening in the U.S. Trying to shed some pounds? A new study reveals when you exercise could influence how much weight you lose. Researchers found the best time of day to exercise is between 7 and 9 in the morning. People who worked out then lost more weight than people who exercised during the midday or evening. Researchers based their findings on the health and activity level of more than 5,000 people from 2 decades ago. They say their results were the same regardless of sex, ethnicity, or sedentary behavior. Despite their findings, scientists say they want to conduct more research. The study published in the journal Obesity. Still to come on Sunrise News to know before you go. A college head football coach died Tuesday from injuries sustained from a bicycle crash. Dartmouth College's head football coach Buddy Stevens died Tuesday from injuries he sustained earlier this year in a bicycle crash. That's from a statement from his family released by the school. The 66-year-old was hurt after he was struck by a pickup truck in March in St. Augustine, Florida. An earlier update from Stevens' wife says his right leg had to be amputated after the crash and he suffered spinal cord injuries. Stevens coached Dartmouth for 22 seasons. He previously played for the Big Green as a quarterback, winning Ivy League Player of the Year honors in 1978. Dartmouth announced it will play its scheduled game Saturday against Lehigh and honor Stevens during the 2023 football season. Major news on the future of the Luther Hotel in Palacios. Anne Finley Jones has resigned from her position as the independent administrator of the hotel. The court will now name a new dependent administrator who will be responsible for preserving the hotel during its sale. The administrator will also play a key role in evaluating the 2 preservation offers being finalized. The U.S. Department of Education named Industrial ISD Elementary a National Blue Ribbon School. Industrial Elementary is one of 26 Texas public schools to earn the honor. The National Blue Ribbon School Award honors the hard work of students, educators, families, and communities in striving for and attaining outstanding achievement. SpaceX launched another batch of Starlink satellites into orbit Tuesday night. The Falcon 9 rocket carrying 22 internet satellites lifted off from Cape Canaveral Space Force in Florida at 11:38 p.m. Eastern. This is the 17th flight for the first stage booster supporting this mission, marking the first Falcon 9 booster to reach this milestone. These satellites provide internet services to parts of the world. Last night, Victoria College hosted a lively Fiesta Family Day ride on campus, uniting students, staff, and their loved ones for an evening filled with captivating ballet folklorico and mariachi performances. The event also featured sugar skull decorating, exciting rounds of loteria, outdoor games, and of course, tacos, all in celebration of Hispanic Heritage Month.
We are so excited to be designated by the U.S. Department of Education as a Hispanic serving institution, as over half of our students are Hispanic. Today, we kick off National Hispanic Heritage Month with a huge fiesta for our students and their families.
Hispanic Heritage Month goes through Sunday, October 15th. Texas A&M Systems guidance on the state's ban on DEI initiatives asks universities in the system to walk a fine line between organizing events that support diversity in a general way, but don't promote preferential treatment of any particular group. Read this story by the Texas Tribune on our website, crossroadstoday.com. And we want to invite y'all to experience our new digital streaming service, Crossroads Today Plus. You can find it on your connected TV through Amazon Fire TV, Roku, Apple TV, and on Android TV, just search Crossroads Today Plus. All right, now let's take a last look at our viewer poll. Today we asked you, we asked y'all if y'all are willing to pay a subscription for X, formerly known as Twitter. Let's take a look at what y'all have landed on. Whoa, so that yes has gone down to 1% and 99% of you say no. You are not willing to pay a subscription fee, so maybe X will lose some users once that goes into place. And now let's get a final check of our forecast with First Warn Storm Team meteorologist Parker Cox.
Thank you, Carolina. Looking at a live look at Quora right now, you can see the sun is finally coming out. Nice, pretty purple sky, maybe a little bit of blue in there. Nice conditions right now. It's about 73, maybe 74 right now. Dew point 73, 74 as well, making that 100% humidity, maybe about 98% humidity. So if you're driving out there, please be careful. You might see a little bit of patchy fog, but nothing too concerning. If you are sending your kiddos off to school today, it'd be about 73 right now, maybe 74 as you're sending them off to that bus stop or if you're dropping them off at school. And if you're picking them up later in the afternoon, it'd be about 97, so dress them up for that little warm and hot weather as it's going to be mostly sunny and hot this afternoon. If you are waking up in Port Lavaca this morning, it'd be about 81, so a little warmer down by the coast because you got the humidity down there, keeping the temperature a little bit more consistent. You got 93 in Port Lavaca for your afternoon high. Morning in Cuero will be 76 and a 97 afternoon high in Cuero. That's it for the weather. Back later.
All right, thank you, Parker, and thank you for joining us. Have a wonderful day. Hope you get a chance to celebrate Hispanic Heritage Month no matter who you are in some way or the other. And remember to subscribe to our YouTube channel, Crossroads Today, and join us tonight for 25 News Now at 5, 6, and 10.